Pero es que lo que es, mi gente, vamos caminando a Nueva York, tú sabes, la capital del mundo. No, en realidad estamos en Nueva Jersey, on the other side, ya tú sabes. Katie, she's like speechless, bro, that I brought her here. She can't even talk. We're in New Jersey, y'all. She's speechless. She's just, you okay? She's like speechless. Me la comí a hacer. She's like speechless, bro. It's beautiful. Oh, this is garbage. I'm practicing my Dominican Spanish in case somebody tries to mum. They'll be like, pero ¿qué pasa, mi tigre? Tú no que tú más pelado con una rana. Here we go, guys. We are in New Jersey, Hoboken, on the other side of New York. This place used to be mostly Cuban, but it looks of it now, it's more mixed than ever. But it used to be a Cuban community, and there's still a lot of Cuban restaurants left. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to find a Cuban restaurant. But as you can see, amazing vibes out here. Enjoying an evening in New Jersey. I know me, I gotta get some Cuban food, so we're gonna go to the Cuban restaurant and bar. So it begs the question, was I wrong on my channel to kind of just assume that, you know, these big cities are all garbage and trash? Simply because that's all I've heard from other people, because it's Labor Day Monday, there's vibes, people chilling, people got their families and kids. Are the big cities really as bad as people have been kind of, well, trying to tell me it was? Because here we are, totally chill. Like, we're in New Jersey, across from New York. New York is right over there. And I mean, we're just chilling here. Everybody's relaxed, chill vibes. Lots of people out and about enjoying life. Incredible amount of restaurants. People don't even talk that loud. They're just kind of like quiet. I mean, it's not even like people are loud and obnoxious. So it just begs the question of, is city life, you know, big cities, is it really bad? Because I'm chilling here, and these are the type of vibes I get in small towns, except for it's even better. So it goes to show that perhaps you can be prejudiced about a place, or you can have a preconceived idea about what you think a place is going to be like, and the reality of it can be a whole lot different. So I guess the story is, don't judge a book by its cover. Nobody burns their toilet paper out here. No anda apurado. right, so overall the meal was $91. And I think it's extraordinarily excessive, and I think we were here for like best part of an hour and a half at least. Seems like, I don't know if they're understaffed or what, but the wait's not bad because at the end of the day, the vibes are good. So, I mean, I didn't mind the wait, but I guess that's what it costs pretty much to eat in a place like this. I think it's a little excessive, but that's what city stuff costs. And then you got to put a tip on that, so it really came out to like 105, 106, so that's a lot. So just to give you guys an idea on what it costs to stay out here, our hotel was like $450 to park, so that's $450. So we probably spent about $550 to $600 our first day in New Jersey. That's a little bit cheaper than New Orleans. The food in New Orleans I think was better. This place here, did you like the food?
Yes.
You thought it was good?
Yes.
I thought it was okay. It does feel a whole lot safer than New Orleans. Overall, it feels a whole lot safer than Miami and a whole lot safer than New Orleans. At least in this area here where we are. The vibes were good, and I would definitely feel a lot safer than, you know, something like New Orleans, Miami. So there it is. That's about what it cost. And overall, it's a great experience. The main streets seem pretty busy, but to get back to our hotel, we pretty much got to get through this alleyway here at night. So it feels a little bit more, once you back off the main road, it feels a little bit more sketchy. So what we did is we only brought our hotel key and all that. I just got my hotel key and everything else cuffed pretty much. Didn't bring anything of value at all. So, yeah, I mean, it definitely feels a lot sketchier at night. Definitely doesn't feel as safe at night as it did on the main street. But then again, to get to our hotel, which is over there, you kind of have to walk through these back streets. Going in the car is not an option because there's nowhere to park. So our car's in a parking garage. But yeah, it definitely feels a little sketchier at night. Maybe it's not as bad as I think it is, but you just never know. There's still a lot of people out walking around and stuff. Nonetheless, my head's on a swivel right now. I'm just left and right. Well, you can tell, like, now at night, like, people do walk a little bit faster and all that, but we'll see. But, yeah, I mean, seems like a really nice place. And you got people walking their dogs and stuff, so it might not be that bad. Come in, happy, okay, Mom. But that's pretty much what's up. I mean, the cost is just incredible. I mean, you gotta pay to park, and the restaurant meal, $100. I mean, I could have probably had that restaurant meal in Naples, which I think is expensive for $50 to $60. Miami, I could have probably pulled that off of $60, $70 as well. No, back in Alabama, that would have been $30. So it's definitely much more expensive to go out for dinner in New Jersey than it is in Alabama. And we're still in New Jersey. We're not really in New York. We'll be crossing that bridge tomorrow. And New York is right across the water here. And keep in mind, like, I don't know if it is safe or not. Maybe it is safe nowadays. All my friends from New Jersey that I grew up with back in Florida, and friends that I've had from New Jersey and all that, their stories about living in New Jersey were like horror stories about people stealing the CD players out of their car. Just like horrible stories about how hard life was out here. But it seems like nowadays the average car that's passing through here is a $50,000 car. So I don't know if times have changed for the better as far as, you know, petty theft and all that. But walk, Katie, but walk with me quickly. Watch this car right here. So off, here we go, the big city walk. But yeah, I mean, all the stories I've ever heard of New York have been like complete horror stories. So one of the greatest things about this area is pretty much that you can see New York City great, which that's kind of why I chose to stay here tonight. Not gonna be able to stay here every single night. We're gonna go to a cheaper hotel tomorrow, but for the first day here, we stayed at what I think is a pretty luxurious place because of the view and because of the proximity, you know, to a little area where you could do everything. So for sure, the first night we really wanted to be here. Here's a parking garage, which I'm gonna see if there's an attendant and how I can get my car out tonight, because you pay like $35. It says $20 outside. You're really paying $35 to park the car. And then I think you have to like put a cone in your parking spot once you've paid for your number. They put a cone on it for you, and then because there's an attendant there, I think they put a cone on it when you leave. So I got to figure it out. He's there, there's an attendant. I gotta figure how it is, because I would love to go for a night drive. But as you can see, there's still people out on the bicycles, walking their dogs. That doesn't exactly mean it's 100% safe. And again, I don't know. So if you're living here in New Jersey, you might be a better candidate to explain how that works than I would, for sure. Because I've seen a lot of places that are pretty dangerous, and people still venture out and about. By the way, there are a lot of classic cars, so don't think that there aren't classic cars here. I've seen some incredible classic cars. Now, from our hotel, we have the view of everything on this side. What we cannot see from our hotel is on the other side, which is this side. So here's a view we cannot see from our hotel room. Quite incredible, and as you can see, plenty of people walking up and down. And this is why we stayed in New Jersey tonight, because we can get a complete view of the New York skyline for the most part. So it should be a great view from our hotel tonight. And one final thing is the diversity of this place is incredible. I mean, you got Indian, Korean, Cuban, Dominican. It's just a big melting pot of people. Catherine, let's go for a ride. What you reading, Katie?
My book.
Show me your book. Tell me something about real estate, women.
Principal brokers in charge of running the company. I have learned a little bit from this that I didn't know. I learned, some identifying areas, what a dual agency agreement is.
You think it's good that Florida does that?
Yes, because it eliminates a lot of conflicts of interest. And I think it's great. I think it really gets the whole nepotism out. Florida, if you decide that you do not want your realtor, in some cases, it depends on the brokerage, get out of it. Get out of it. Just get out of it. If you can, don't get a 6 months or 1 year, because that 3 months should be more than 3 months should be more than enough. While most contracts are 6 months.
Some realtors will want a 1-year contract.
Don't go with a 1 year.
I actually seen a realtor that I know in Naples, and what she does is she literally records the inspector.
You don't have to be afraid of the inspector. Just if you can most definitely record them, stand up for yourself. Do things when they're not supposed to. Tell them they cannot be there. Real estate class where I know a little bit more. This is just from my experience. You can read a book and learn a lot, but real life on the ground, buying and selling houses, you do learn quite a bit.
You go around partying. I mean, what an incredible view we have here, and it's really nice to come here. And
I came to New York because I want to understand where most of the customers are coming for Southwest Florida. I want to understand what they want, what they expect, and what they're used to. Okay, I'll give you guys an update once it's all done and let you know how it's going.